In this video, we're going to talk about, is plumbing a good career for anyone? And we're going to talk about it right now.
I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I've been plumbing over 38 years, and I have every master endorsement in the state of Texas. On this channel, I'm teaching you everything you need to know about plumbing. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe so you don't miss anything.
So as you can see, I've got a guest in here again today, Mr. Robert Renfro. Robert is big on Facebook. He's got Service Plumbers of America and Service Plumbers of Texas. He's got other pages, but those are the two that I really stay informed with and do a lot on. You know, we get asked the question a lot, and me on YouTube and him on Facebook, is it hard to get into plumbing? And you know, let's just start right there. Is it hard to get into plumbing?
No, not at all.
Can anybody do it?
No, not at all.
You know, anybody can get into plumbing. And what we mean by that is, I mean, really anybody. Once you're out of high school and you start looking for a job, you know, getting into plumbing isn't a really hard thing to do. Now there's some physical skills that are going to be required. If you're a mechanically inclined person, you're probably going to excel a little more and a little better. But I mean, I've seen people in this trade that aren't mechanically inclined, but they still turn out to be decent plumbers.
You know, I always said that you know if someone's going to make it pretty quick. You know, if they're going to be, if they're going to have what it takes. And when I say what it takes, I mean more your decision-making skills. Can you make fast, correct decisions? Mm-hmm. You know, you see pretty quick if the guy walks around a ditch or walks in it. You know, it's pretty evident. That's why I say not everybody can be a plumber, because I've met some people that should never be a plumber. You know?
and there's some that shouldn't, but you know, you're not going to know till you try. And you know, the thing that I ask people, and I ask them on YouTube all the time, is if you're thinking about getting into plumbing, and really I've got 3 questions for you. And question number 1 is, do you like to build things or do you like to fix things?
That's right.
Because that lets me know, do they need to be in new construction or do they need to be in service?
If you need to be off at 3 o'clock every day,
yeah, probably want to go construction.
You want to go construction.
And you know what? I never even really get on that part of it because I think that once they get into it, if they really love service, they're going to understand part of it is sometimes you got to work a little.
Well, and before we go too far, you have to realize too that service plumbers are one of the most divorced trades there is. I mean, most service plumbers have been married 3 or 4 times.
Right.
I know some that's been married 8 or 9 times, because you kind of take on the lifestyle of a police officer or
just
or
whatever
a crime
you
scene
needed,
investigator.
Right.
Because your customer becomes your life. I mean, if you don't have a customer, you don't have a job. If you don't have a job, you don't have a wife.
You bet.
You know?
and that makes sense. So my next thing that I ask them after build things or fix things is, do you think you'd like to work on houses or big buildings? Mm-hmm. Because you know, I want to know then, are they probably going to be a residential type person or a commercial type person? And this kind of helps me guide them,
yeah,
you know, which way to go. Because I mean, I'm not going to hire everybody who calls me and says, "Hey, I want a job."
And I don't either. But what I do, and I think on my pages you see it, is that everybody that says they want to become a plumber, I try to get them in the area or with a company that's good for them. I ask everybody to instant message me if you want to be a plumber. You know, I have so many companies on my page that I can just reach out to people and say, hey, are you looking for help? I got this guy, he's in your area. It's real simple for me to get you placed.
And me, which leads to the third thing that I ask is, do you want to be union or do you want to be non-union? And you know, some people don't even know in the beginning. Mm-hmm. They're like, look, I don't know the difference or what it is. And you know, what the way I explain it to people is, when you're in the union, you've got required training, meaning you've got school 2 nights a week. Unions are normally more commercial work than they are residential, and normally more construction than they are service. Now, I break that mold because I am a union residential service company. So not commercial, not new construction. Mm-hmm. But some people may say, well, look, I don't want to go to school 2 nights a week. okay, then union's probably not for you. You probably want to go open shop. And don't get me wrong, I came up open shop. So I learned by building houses, by building apartment complexes, by building office buildings. Then I got into service later. So if somebody wants to get into an open shop company, literally it's find the company that it's close to you that has a reputable program or is a reputable company.
Well, what you just said, and I think everybody needs to understand that I work for a non-union company, and I'm not union friendly really at all.
Right. Except for me.
You're a union guy, but what everybody has to realize is that we're all here to create good plumbers. We're not in Chicago where a union guy and an open shop guy can sit here and talk like this.
Right.
We're in a place where we can talk to each other. You can be what you want to be. You don't have to fit any mold. What you want to be is a plumber first, and then decide what you're going to do with your life.
And and I put it to people the same way.
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't matter to me where you get in. And like I said, I came in open shop and I got in the union 17 years later. But the neat thing about it is, people can literally, and I tell people all the time, if you think you want to be a residential plumber, look at who's advertising on TV.
Yeah.
Those are the biggest companies. They probably have a training program. They can probably afford to hire you without any problem. And they're normally always looking for people.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, you may not want to end up there.
No.
But it would at least be an introduction to the trade to find out if you like the trade, if you want to do the trade or anything like that. The other good thing about it would be they've normally got a training program. And I keep going back to that because, man, that's big.
Well, like our company, and I'm not going to say the name, but our company's gigantic. Literally from the day you start, we have a vision for you throughout to get you to where you want to be. What you're talking about, and if you don't understand what he's talking about, is that you're probably going to have to ride with somebody for years. You're going to be
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If you're with a good company, you are.
You're going to have to ride with somebody for years. So you have to do that at a company that's sizable enough to have you ride with somebody for years and not try to make you a profit center before you've made that time up. And that's really big because that's what we see in our industry is really big companies that don't have a big value in bringing in people and turning them into plumbers. And by all means, I'm not talking about my company because we believe in bringing in people and turning them into plumbers. But there's other companies out there that they're just a plumber mill. They're trying to run you through. It's kind of like Stevens Transport with the buses pulling up for the truck drivers.
Right.
If you've been in plumbing a year, don't let nobody put you in a truck. You are not ready.
And we've got those companies right here.
We got them right here.
I mean, within a mile down the road, that there's companies there that, and it's funny because I knew one of the apprentices and they had him on a truck, and I, blocked my number and don't remember what number it is you push, but blocked it and called him, and he answers the phone. I said, "Hey, this is so and so from the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners. I want to talk to you." So he's like, "Hold on just a second." Well, he pulls off the side of the road and he's like, "Yes." I said, "I hear you've been out running calls by yourself, and we've got you on video." And I mean, this guy's almost crying.
Yeah.
And, my thing is, look, why put yourself in that position? Why put yourself, and I mean, we're talking to apprentices here, or people getting into the trade, and I get it on YouTube all the time. Hey, I started at a company 2 months ago. They're already wanting me to go out on a truck and run calls. I don't think I'm ready. Well, dude, if you don't think you're ready, you're not ready.
Yeah. Well, I had been doing plumbing 10 years, and I was working for a company, and I was rolling a water heater out of a door, and as soon as I get out of the door, the plumbing inspector's standing there, and I didn't have a license. I didn't even have an apprentice card because a long time ago. And that inspector, he didn't find me, but he did set me down out in a truck, and he said, "Look, don't let people disrespect you. Don't let people make money off of you. You know what you're doing. Go take your test." And I'll say that to anybody, and I want to mention, if you've been waiting to take your journeyman's because you did not have a high school diploma, put in your application now because you can go take your test.
It all changed June the 20th.
It all changed, and that's very important because now you once you get it, they can't take it back. But I will tell you that there is people working to take that back to what it was, and on social media we had a large group of people that argued about this for a long time, and
they're still arguing about it.
And they're still arguing about it. And I'll say this to you: if you was one of the people that had to go get your high school diploma, good man,
for you.
Great job. And I'll say this: is don't beat up people that didn't have to get their high school diploma.
And here's my deal, and this is something because it doesn't bother me.
It don't bother me.
I'm one of these people. Look, I knew people in high school that had to quit to help raise families, that had to quit because they got girls pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, sometimes people have to quit.
Life happens.
You bet. And so that part, you know what? If you can come in and you can read and write and pass the test and you know what you're doing, I have no problem with it. Now, I know a lot of the unions do, or a lot of the union contractors are saying, hey, look, we really need this to be part of it. And I'm not sure the theory behind it. It may be because once you go through the union training program, you can, I took the UA STAR exam and got 32 college credits for trades, sciences and maths and this and that. So that may be part of it. It may be, it's kind of hard to get 32 college hours if you hadn't even graduated high school yet. So I'm not really sure the reasoning behind it. But let me ask you this. If a kid graduates high school a couple of weeks ago and wants to go to work for a non-union company, what's the best advice you can give them? How do they do it?
My best advice is go to work, start learning your trade. In 4 years, you can make well over $100,000 a year. It's not even hard to do it in these days and times. Realize that everybody is a salesman. You'll hear plumbers tell you all the time that they're not salesmen, but I'll guarantee you that everybody is a natural salesman. If you're married, if you have a house, anything, you are selling all the time, my friend. Learn how to sell, learn how to talk to people, practice talking to people, because later in your career it's going to help you. That's the best advice I can give you. I didn't become a salesman until I was 15 years in, and I never realized how much money I was missing because I couldn't sell.
So an open shop company literally answer the questions I asked you and then find a company in your area doing that kind of work. If you want to build houses or condos or something like that, drive by a job site. Look at what sign they have up. Most plumbing companies put a sign out front. They want you to know what company they're with. And figure it out. Go by and apply. Go by and talk to them. Companies like Rob, go by and apply and say, hey, look, I want to learn plumbing. Now, union's a little bit different. Union, you'll go down to the union hall, the Joint Apprentice Training Center. You're going to apply. You're going to fill out paperwork. You're going to go through an interview process and get brought in that way. But, my reason behind being union is my guys have insurance that's paid for and they have a pension plan. And I know plumbers that have worked 50 years and they're still working because they don't have a retirement plan. And they're like, look, I just got to keep making money.
And to that point, the bigger companies like I work for, we have great benefits and great pension plans and,
401ks and all kinds of good stuff.
I mean,
yes.
so it really goes across the board. And I would like to ask you, say a plumber comes into the trade through the union and wants to be non-union. What does that process look like?
It's easy. I can quit the union today.
Okay.
And anybody can.
Because that's a stigma that everybody thinks, and I think that's a wrong stigma.
Yeah, once you're in, you're branded forever.
I don't think that's true,
And it's not. It's just like open shop. If Rob wanted to join the union tomorrow, I could get you in the union tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, the union's always looking for people. Open shop's always looking for people. And the thing is, like you said, look, we're communicating more and more now. It's not like we hate each other.
We don't.
We just have different business directions.
We agree more than we disagree.
You bet, and we really do, because I think at the end of the day, especially me and you, we understand the value of plumbing and the plumbing license and the people getting into it. We're not down at the Capitol fighting for union or non-union. We're fighting for the plumbing license. And when we talk about things like that, man, we're about plumbing.
Yep.
It's not about just fighting over union and non-union.
Yep.
So guys, get on Facebook and join Robert's groups, Service Plumbers of Texas and Service Plumbers of America. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any videos. And leave us a comment and let us know what you think. How did you get into plumbing, or are you interested in getting in plumbing? I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber, and I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.